DPC season. You go Timber or Medusa. That's cheesy, but you make up for it with the Winter Wyvern, so it's okay.
Where's the other 5 smokes? What's happening, Snare? Why is Aster not smoking? It's making me nervous.
Maybe they're scared of lung cancer.
Got him.
I don't know.
Got him.
So they don't smoke anywhere. I'm not sure because they did not smoke, they didn't get you to witness IG plopping down this observe ward. So Sword should be able to stay here for quite some time. This third and deciding game. Both of these teams know that this is only the beginning. The last thing you want is to celebrate winning this game, bomb out at the major, and you still have to play those qualifiers. And honestly, I want both of these teams to do well at the major. I want 3 teams of China at the major, at least.
The battle begins.
You mean at TI?
At TI, yeah.
Yeah. Boboka will snatch one of the runes, and that's going to be 3 for Aster. Now you know what that means. 1 kill, and the curse is there.
Oh, no.
If Aster, so basically, chat, if Aster gets first blood, that's it. They won. 3 bounties and first blood, that's all it takes. You can sign the deal straight away. The game is done.
Only seen it happen a single time throughout the entire tour of DPC that was not the outcome. And funnily enough, that's a game that involved IG when they took down Xtreme Gaming. So, the later phase now, we're off to the races. You know what it is, Lizard? Where's the action? Where's the volatile lane?
Where is the kill gonna happen? Is that what you're asking? I feel like it should be bottom lane. And that feels like the lane where a lot of stuff can happen. Like, both of these sides have what it takes to take each other down. It all comes down to execution. On top lane, maybe on top lane as well, but I feel like it's less likely.
I'm also curious to see how Sumail will perform in this mid lane on his Snapfire. Emo, we know how well Emo can do. He's playing his question mark spirit. So as he gains levels, want to see what kind of moves he makes on the map.
Yeah, his signature question mark hero, actually. That was the game. Bottom lane, they have Glimpse for PYW.
Do indeed, and they will throw it out onto him. At the same time, though, PQ also being aggressed into PYW does find the first blood, though, before falling. That is a pretty big deal. Invictus Gaming get the bonus blood, and they get experience for the Winter Wyvern.
Yeah, crazy. That was also still with level 1, right? Like, it's not like he used Winter Blast or anything. He just had Arctic Burn. Meanwhile, on the other side, you had 2 spells to use. But Timbersaw dealing way too much damage. And Timbersaw, let's see, can he chain over?
Monet did find the Boundless Strike. PQ coming closer, looking for the Glimpse. It's only level 1 Glimpse, though, so he doesn't have the range necessary to catch up to Timber. Timber should be able to juke him out. And there's Thunderstrike. Yeah, he's dead, dude.
Yeah, he's dead now.
He's actually dead. Oh, Glimpse, what a silly spell right now.
I feel like if he got glimpsed before when he was running down south, he just runs back up north, right? And probably survives, but... In any case, hard to play Timber in this lane. Very, very difficult.
Disruptor and Monkey King. Quite a lot of pressure to apply towards the spinning man. On top, speaking of pressure, we see Dust. Being backed up by QIQX, of course. He's just farming away. They would ideally want to ensure that XXX doesn't get any farm in this lane, but it's a tall order to ask for with the heroes that they have.
A gift from the tempest of battle. My path.
So, this third game, still very farmy in the laning phase. Which team do you think has the responsibility of making the first couple of moves across the map? Who needs it for their draft?
You want to be pressuring the Medusa, probably, right? Like, you want to be pressuring the map, getting as much as possible out of it. But then again, when you look at the item build that Beast is going for, it looks like it will be an Aghanims. So you won't have him doing those moves as fast as with an Overlord helm. In general, I feel like IG are on that 25-minute timer again. They don't necessarily have to end the game at that point, but they'll be feeling really strong. If everything goes as planned, you make some stacks for Medusa.
Medusa with my head on me like I'm Illuminati. Check out Sumiel in this mid lane, actually doing a really good job against Emo. Almost has a 10 CS over and above this Void Spirit. This must feel very good for him. But we have seen that Emo quite adept at recovering from awful lanes. So it's not the biggest deal in the world.
Yeah, had much worse games in which he came back from, right? Disruptor getting really damn low, killed off. Same trade once again happening on bot lane. On top, Blood Grenade used. But
the disruption
Pugna might
comes out
fall,
as well.
actually. Is there a... Yeah, this is a dead Pugna.
Woof! Wild Axes. And that's actually so pog for Boca. He had the 4 poisons out on him, but they trigger before the axes arrive, so Beastmaster gets the kill. That's so nice for the top lane.
That's too nice for my taste. If you're Shadow Demon, you're always going for the kill, man. Come on. Everyone knows what's up. PY up.
In a little bit of danger here. He just flaps his wings, gets slims back into Sumail, who hits him with the Grandma Cookie. The Scatter Blast will be there as well. Only one more right click required, but PYW is still alive. They don't have clear vision on him just yet. Piggy will have glimpse again in 8 seconds, has Thunder Strike now, but PYW has actually juked him out. Doesn't have a TP to escape, but won't die either.
Yeah, he used that ward just so he knows where Aster is going to chase him so that he can get away. Very nicely done.
PY with the dubs. He just never stops. And middle, Emo needs to watch himself. He has level 5, but Sumail has level 6, and he has allies nearby him, so he'll just throw in these Morty's kisses. For some reason, Emo does get to survive a little bit, try to cool play with Assimilate, but will not be allowed to get out with his life.
And also Snap building into the Atos will not make him any happier, right? It gives them another way of catching these heroes out. Atos just feels so good on any... Really on any universal hero. But in this game, it's even better.
Bro, I'm actually trying to wonder right now, how many games do you think Sumail has played this tour that he hasn't bought out of Atos?
I feel like not too many, right? It's like the item of the meta. He's mostly playing... He's either... okay, every game that he played Storm, he didn't buy it.
Okay, fair enough, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So he didn't buy it on Storm, that's 5 games. He probably didn't buy it on his Void Spirits. Wind Ranger, he bought it. He's buying it on Snap now. He bought it on Winter Wyvern. He bought it on Coddle. My God, dude. Man just loves Rod of Atos.
The item is just way too strong at the moment. Especially for universal heroes, you get too many stats, too much damage out of it. Plus it sets things up, so just a lot of things going for that item. Medusa?
Top lane, they're trying to set up onto this Medusa, but it is Medusa, so despite being disrupted, despite being glimpsed back, I actually have 0 confidence that they find this kill. She is losing quite a bit of mana, but even before Winter Wyvern was here, she's still alive. But however, with all 5 heroes being here, Lizard, that is what it takes to kill Medusa, and they will succeed in doing so. They might not be done just yet, though. It's PY yet again flapping his way into the trees. This time around, though, Boundless Strike Kinetic Field will be there, and almost doubtless that he will also be brought down.
Nicely done by Monet, realizing that he needs to be a bit more active this game. Isn't going for Battle Fury or anything like that. Straight into Echo Saber and TP stop. That's a really good kill for them. Like making the Medusa suffer as soon as possible.
Gonna get the kill. And you were mentioning that XXX is going for the Aghanim Scepter instead of the Helm build. And sometimes when these Beastmasters go for the Helm, or the non-Helm build rather, it slows down how quickly they take the tier 1. Not if the Monkey King sticks around specifically to make sure you still have this area of the map to play with.
Yeah, that's a really good point, and I feel like it's exactly what is happening right now. Also, sometimes when you're doing the helm build, Timber can just stand in front and def against you. He can be a very big nuisance, but not if you go for Eggs. Eggs build, actually, you're dangerous. Sumail?
Sumail, a dangerous person in general. He just wants the bounty rune. Emo realizing that he's not going to be able to get there in time for it.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So Emo has very little net worth right now, honestly. He does have the full treads arriving just now off the courier, but it's going to take a little bit of time before this Void Spirit starts to stretch his legs a bit more.
I think what you wanted to say, he has no net worth. Coming out of the mid lane, he's got boots and a bracer. That's not necessarily where you want to be at as a Void Spirit at the moment. So, what hero does have net worth on their side? Medusa? She's not going to be really fighting with you at this point. She needs to be farming. So Aster coming out of the laning stage swinging, I feel like they can really pressure the map right now.
IG, though, trying to put up their own pressure onto the map. As they smoke up, they come across the small stack in the triangle, being made up by this Beastmaster. They slightly block it. Radiant Scan, though, will come out. I think he saw the body blocks through the smoke for XXX. He plays enough Beastmaster. He was like, that felt weird. Guys, let's scan. And they catch the heroes and everybody stays alive.
Emo was still smoked. He did have that double damage, so maybe on top lane, if someone goes on PYW, he could respond. Also, XXS just doing a wonderful job at stacking not only the triangle, but the Ancients on the left side. So he's got a lot of creeps to farm right now. I feel like even in Division 1, that's something that separates S-tier teams from those that are just a little bit weaker. The amount of stacking that happens just everywhere is ridiculously high.
Yep. The best of the best know how to be efficient on the map. I believe, who was it? I remember somebody who was mentioning that if you're not stacking Ancients especially, you're literally leaving free net worth on the cards and making winning the game harder than it should be.
As long as those Ancients don't get stolen from you. It has negative impact, right?
You lose the game even faster.
Yeah, make sure that if you are stacking, you're actually farming them too. Recently, teams have started invading. Like, look at Radiant right here. They're taking this right side triangle stack. Not triangle, ancient stack. It's not a big one, but still.
So they have access to the graveyard. They're going to take these stacks. Going to be hard to get into the triangle. So they'll just be content with this. Unless they want to stick around for 2 more minutes.
Dust.
Or even better, Dust comes up the hill. Dust walks into a Stone Gaze. Or into a Static Storm. Doesn't even have Stone Gaze leveled up. Do they have the damage to kill him? You bet they do. No way out for him. He's dead. They even glimpse back. Attempt at the very least onto Emo. But he does dodge it with the Dissimulate.
What will they do though? If he's... he dodges the glimpse, right? But you should know that happened if you're Aster. Do you want to fight here or just dodge it? That's the question. Because Beast is still farming the Ancients. He's not ready to fight. He doesn't have Ags. You don't have Static Storm.
Oh, when he jumps in, he's thinking about actually getting involved in this fray. Emo going to be forced to jump back. PYW does have the level 6. Got glimpsed back into a kinetic field, but there's no follow-up onto him just yet. They do bring Sumail in through from the mid lane. And with the threat of the Snapfire, IG will call it quits and just retreat to the dire side of the map.
I'm thinking maybe if Sumail was there a little bit earlier with Atos, you could get a kill or two, but without him being around, there's just no kill potential.
Sumail and the gang still feeling okay about what this game is doing to them. Buying some active items for the Monkey King and scaling with the Snapfire. And speaking of the Snapfire, she unleashes a rod of Atos onto Emo through middle. Emo does manage to get the jump away. Dissimulate also gets dodged off the glimpse. So no glimpse for me. I just have to watch this Void Spirit go away. Feels bad. So what does Sumail build after he finishes off the bots here? What kind of game is this? Because we've seen a lot of these different builds from the Snapfires. Some of them go Aghanim, Scepter. I've seen some Greaves on this hero from the mid lane. What feels good for you here?
I feel like some utility would be pretty damn good. We'll see what they need. They need a lot of it. They don't have any from the Beast, right? Like he's going straight into 80 gold away from it, actually. The Aghanims should be completed, and Emo might even get killed off here.
Disruption to set things up. They don't need the Primal Roar just yet, as they have the Static Storm. They drop it down regardless, and PYW was assessing his options, but realizes that there's no way to save this guy. Instead, he also gets glimpsed back, so his own life is in jeopardy. 4 heroes around him again. PYW should be killed off. Okay, a little Winter's Curse onto the Beastmaster, just for some sport, but nonetheless will end up dead.
Yeah, it's crazy how much work they're doing at the moment. Not super surprising considering how the lanes went. They won like seemingly all 3 lanes. So they're kind of rolling with that advantage right now. And it's going to become even easier now that Sumail has travels.
Bots up for Sumail. So for IG, they're still farming away. Medusa doesn't feel ready to fight just yet. She has the Manta style to be sure, but wants Battlefly at the very least. We still don't have an Echo Saber for Emo, dude. He is just struggling in Game 3.
Yeah, I think this hero is the main issue why there are no moves being done by IG. Game 1 and 2, he had pretty good performances. This Game 3, though, he has been struggling hard.
They should have put him in the safe lane. Should have built Battle Fury. That's the issue.
Yeah, that's the problem, right? Like when you have this playmaker on mid and he's not having a good game, it's just so difficult for you to start making plays afterwards, especially if you have some offlane like Timber. He's just sitting there in front of the tower, farming up as well.
Yeah.
This is huge,
Right now,
by the
the
way.
Roshan is being taken. Yeah, the first one of the game, and there's not even are they nowhere near contesting it. Like, even if they had awareness of it, I'm not even sure it would be a good idea to go there right now.
No, it's just huge taking away the Aegis from Medusa, this first one. I feel like it's a huge power spike for Medusa if she can get that early on.
What do you think? Which one is a bigger power spike? Aegis 1 for Medusa or Aegis 1 for Huskar?
Radiant are scanning.
At this moment, I think it's for Medusa. But overall, in general, it usually was for Huskar. Huskar would win games off of that, right? But the same can be said for Medusa at the moment. She gets that Aegis, she's pushing your high ground. Can't stop it.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Well, your preferred 25-minute timing of Medusa being on the high ground is almost certainly not going to land in this game, so should have to look at the timing beyond that. Aster will be very strong by the time they do feel comfortable to push on the high ground. That is the one thing. Until they get the Helm of the Overlord, Aster's actual push is really lackluster, so if they don't get that item, it does mean that IG aren't going to have this entire game completely rolled over too quickly to counter. The fight breaking out middle. Shangyu, they really want this kill. Stonegaze does get triggered. Aether Remnant pulled back the Monkey King. They're going to try and keep this monkey alive with the disruption. However, there's more than enough damage to finish him off. And that's the first Aegis life taken away. Beastmaster XXX looking for a primal roll. Can't get it off. The Aether Remnant clutch again from Emo. QIQX gets that kill. Now there's no Beastmaster. They have to run.
The outplays coming from IG, my goodness indeed. At the same time, it needs to be said, Aster maybe biting a little bit more than they can chew. Like, okay, you're getting these pick-offs, okay, you're initiating on different heroes, but not on Timber. Like that, they've been picking off Void Spirit top lane, they've been picking off Medusa as well, sure, but Timber is just way too difficult to kill that way.
And this Timber now is a pipe of insight. Massive pipe. This is a huge game for pipe, right? Because we spoke about the damage types from the draft. Most of the magic damage will be coming from Sumail and the Shadow Demon. So just this one pipe, uber effective in these engagements.
Yeah, you could see it demonstrated in that last fight as well, right? Like he used it there. And I love how XXS, he tried to get in there. He tried to use his ulti, he just wasn't able to even approach anyone.
Yep. Emo now. I love that's the fight that turns it into an actual game for this Void Spirit. But it really could be. Got quite a lot out of that engagement, experience especially.
Still the lowest network on the network core on the map.
Must be careful because you might end up dead here. Bottom, Autovators. They come in, but QIQX is here. Emo, being kept alive a little bit longer. Static Storm was dropped. Dude, QIQX is the ultimate bluffer in the world.
Right.
Despite their only being these two heroes, he acted like the whole team was behind him. What a player.
I love that. I love that. The fact that he goes in and uses Life Drain on the snap instead of on the Void Spirit, it's pretty damn good.
You also do get an answer about the Snapfire's progression. She got Maelstrom.
So just some Gleipnir, right? I suppose. It still feels pretty good. Some AoE disable together with Mortimer's Kisses.
You also have access to these drums of Slum. So IG needs to be wary when they do eventually start wanting to take fights. XXX is not the guy. This is not the dude. Jump anybody else. Ideally, fight when you're on the other side of the map. That's the best case scenario.
Emo.
And there's a drums of Slum Beastmaster. Emo. He will be in a lot of danger here. Fortunately for him, though, there's a Winter's Curse from PYW to bail him out of danger. And Sumail's actually falling so low. PYW almost solo killed the Snapfire. Will die for this, though.
Yeah, can't TP out.
Makes it happen.
Why did he live top? He lived top because they already used Static Storm on bottom, right? Like, they already tried that pick off. And yeah, PYW definitely could have survived if he just ran, but decided not to. By the way, like we're talking about this hero buying Butterfly, this hero buying drums of Slum and stuff. Did you know that PYW is going full core on a position for Winter Wyvern? Like a casual Witchblade, you know, the man wants to deal damage. I respect that. No Aether Lance, no Glimmer Cape, no Blink Daggers, no shenanigans like that. This man wants to hurt.
Have you noticed the common thread with some of the best Chinese teams is that they have 4 core players instead of 3?
And one other thing, though, when it comes to this Witchblade, even though it looks like only the damage, I feel it the slow will really come in handy versus Beast. Just hitting him with that slow so that he can't move across the fights easily and dish out all the damage from drumming.
I like this. This Beastmaster certainly does need to be controlled somewhat. On the other side of the map, though, we do have a fight as they were trying to reach onto Shanya. But he just leaves. There's a disruption now. Going out onto Emo. Emo is going to die this time. So when they tried the first attempt, it took them a little bit longer than expected because he was dancing around a bit. But eventually, as Astral Steps finish, Disseminate is done. He will get caught and killed.
Yeah, he's just not having a game. He can't find a place on the map to farm properly. At least what that means is that Medusa is farming. She's getting her farm, right? Like, she's uncontested. But then again, can they use this farm of Medusa for something? Is it good enough that only she is farmed? I don't think so.
There are going to be ways to deal with her. Look at this. You know, you were wondering in the previous game about the Blink Dagger on Shanya with his Brewmaster. XXX buys Blink. This is not the most typical thing nowadays. Blink Beastmasters. As PYW dies bottom. It's 22 minutes in. Winter Wyvern. If you're alone on the map, you're just going to die, buddy. You should expect it.
There was a cliff ward right there, so he got caught by it. It expired eventually, and they still had enough vision with Gleipnir to kill him off. But you know what? Those kind of... You're on one side of the map, Emo is on the completely opposite. If you're dying, Emo isn't. And it looks like they want to play together, perhaps push down a tier 1 tower on top lane. Let's see.
They were underneath an observer ward, but now that they have de-warded it, we'll get a clearer picture of their adventure plans.
It's the
They're
twin
gonna
gate
pop a
move.
full smoke, take the twin gate, and Roshan's not back just yet, but they are preparing themselves for his eventual return, or maybe to find a pick-off before he comes up.
Yeah, they've got everything that they need, more or less. Dust, crit, butterfly, manta. He's set to fight.
Speaking of Medusa, when was the last time, Lizard, you saw a Medusa without a Grove Bow?
I can't remember. Literally, every single game that I'm watching Medusa, she has it.
Oh. What an item Grove Bow is. What actually Pog neutrals do we have? We know PYW has this Philly Stone, which is why he can itemize the way he is. So does QIQX. And they're taking the Twin Gate back through. Dude, this is actually, what a time to be alive. Monet misses the Boundless Strike. It doesn't stun up these heroes, but
Glimpse,
they do
though.
catch the glimpse onto Emo. But no, he has to assimilate. He's fine. He's chill. He's cool.
Damn, very nicely done by Emo as well to survive all of that. So, okay, they go back top because Rosh is gonna respawn eventually, right? In 1 minute and 43 seconds, and it will respawn on top lane as it will be nighttime. But no, they're moving back down bottom with Timber. Or he's just trolling the gate.
By the way, speaking of the Twin Gate, I'm still amazed about the 0 counter. You blew my mind telling me this information.
I don't see it today.
I see it. I don't see it all the time. I see it sometimes. Some
Yeah.
games I see it, some games I don't. I see it, for example, I can see it on Dire side Twin Gate, but not on Radiant side Twin Gate.
Interesting. Right now, I don't see it at all. Hawks will be scouting Rosh, so blasted off immediately by QIQX. They needed the tier 1 tower top dead, and it is now, so let's see if Aster can find a good fight here. BKB on Monet, Blink Crimson on Beast. They really have everything that they need.
Radiant are scanning.
This is a game fight that's probably going to break the game in either direction. The jump goes onto QIQX first. Cold Embrace will be there, but he certainly dies to these Morty's kisses. As he goes down, there is a disruption onto Dusa. She's forced to pop the Stone Gate super early on. She's inside the Static Storm right now, and they'll use this time to just quickly kill off the Disruptor, but unfortunately for her, her own illusions are beating her down, and the Medusa is gone. Primal Roar onto Emo, followed up by the stun of Sumail, but the Winter's Curse from PYW, setting up to maybe kill Sumail. He does eventually die to Emo, and the Cold Embrace onto Timbersaw keeps him alive and allows him to replenish his HP. Winter Wyvern forced to buy back. Timber glimpses back into the fray, right into Monet's hands with the BKB on the Monkey King. He's able to rinse out the Timbersaw, also chasing QIQX, garnering a dieback on the Pugna, and ensuring a team fight victory for a Team Master, and more importantly, opening up the pathway to Roshan and an Aegis of the Immortal.
Very nicely done, very nicely played by them. Straight into the pit. Monet, the man of the match in that last fight, holding on to the BKB until the bitter end, jumping on the Pugna most importantly, and forcing everyone to go on top of him. And as they go on top of him, like you can set everything up on the Medusa. You could see that there was the disruption, the Beastmaster as well being nearby, the Static Storm. One big item that we haven't mentioned perhaps earlier was the Blink Dagger on Disruptor as well, allowing him to actually be in the right position at any given point of the fight to use that Static Storm.
You know, it's funny you mentioned the Blink Dagger on Disruptor. I ask you this question every now and then, differences between our region here in China and the rest of the scene. And one of the hallmarks of Chinese Dota, every Disruptor player rushes Blink. That's how you play this hero. Like, we used to have like some Aether Lens, 4-star Glimmer Caves, but this tour, it's Blink Dagger first item.
Yeah. I mean, it is a really good item for Disruptor. It gives you some mobility so you don't get caught easily in fights, right? Like you can sit behind and still be fine if some Timber tries to solo you. You can also catch people easier with the glimpses. And most importantly, you can blink in Static Storm. So, just a really good pickup.
A very good pickup indeed. Right now, Team Aster, on the back of not just good pickups, but good execution, on the way to potentially breach their first high ground. But it's a dangerous play to go for. They're still not fully ready for this just yet. Gonna just take a Tormentor on the top side. Gotten themselves a Wisdom Rune. And who's gonna get the shot? Who doesn't have? It's either Disruptor or the Shadow Demon. And it's gonna go towards, well, one of them might die actually. Pick you, Baboka?
No, they're fine. They're fine. Chill. I feel like we have moved away from the time when supports were dying. When's the last time you saw someone die at the Tormentor? In a pro game?
In a pro game? There was a random C game I was watching like last week. Yeah. But for the most part, it doesn't really happen all that often anymore.
Yeah, I feel like they know the threshold, more or less now. If you have 3 heroes around there, you probably shouldn't be dying on a support.
Dude, I want you to just look at this top lane. Look at the vision that Pick has over this side of the map.
Is under attack.
Like, there are wards everywhere. He just sees whatever IG wants to do. So they're aware that some kind of defense is coming. Already, look where XXX is. Prepared to break this if need be. And there's no way they kill him more fast enough that his team can't respond. He has Crimson Guard, Drums of Slom, Halberd. He's fine, dude.
And cheese, right?
Yeah.
So if you jump him, make sure that you stun lock him. If you don't stun lock him, he's not gonna die. What he can do is he can jump you instead.
Yeah. I actually just realized the neutral item he has, because he has Defiant Shell, that makes that if it triggers, that should trigger Drums of Slom that heals him even faster. Awesome, dude.
Bottom tower has fallen.
Yeah, really nice one. Defiant Shell. They smoke up. Now the counter smoke happening.
They don't have themselves access to a Beastmaster Hawk, but they still feel like they know it's coming.
Yeah, like you said, all these wards on top lane, it's where they want to be playing, right? Because they have so much vision. Timbersaw trying to get away, but Glimpse is there.
Glimpse into Static Storm, into Morty's Kisses, into Demonic Purge. Well, they don't even need the Purge. They actually save it into just a quick death.
I love how Monet was like, yeah, guys, I'm gonna be noble. I'll play for the team and I'll find an additional pick-off, right? Like I'll move, find someone else, and then he's like, no, I'm coming back to steal it with Boundless Strike. I need a kill.
That's how he rolls, man. The carry players have to be a little bit selfish. Actually, not even a little bit, a lot selfish, honestly. Bottom. Monet, who was just in the top lane, is now chasing down Emo. Harpoons him back, actually. Emo's in trouble. Emo might die his heads up from this. And indeed he is. One more right click should kill him. He should die maybe here to the damage from the Shadow Demon. Winter's Curse was a cool idea from PYW, but not going to be enough. He gets Glimpse back. He's in between all of these heroes. He goes in for the Cold Embrace, but it's not going to save him. PYW is dead. I'm sure you'll notice, Lizard, I'm not calling him PY because they are just tanking elves right now. But as I say that, they cut down the Monkey King's tree and take away the first life. Emo buys back. Aether Remnant goes out. It's onto Monet. Monet needs to get out of here. He pops BKB, but he's stone-gazed. Monet's probably gonna die. One more right click is all they need from Medusa. She was disarmed, but it's not enough. They get the Primal Roar out, though, onto her with the Static Storm in tow. And here comes the real carry, but he's too late. Doesn't arrive in time for the fight. Will be some nice Eternal Chains to slow down the approach from IG. But a massive defense on the high ground, even though it does cost a buyback on Emo.
Yeah, I think like in some other games you can do that as a carry, right? Like you can go and play with them. Perhaps even if the tree is cut, you'll probably survive because your teammates are going to follow up and save you with some utility. But the problem is, like in this match, I guess he has Shadow Demon, but besides the disruption, there isn't really a lot. No Force Staffs, no Solar Crest, no Glimmers. And that's one of the bad things that you get with Disruptor, right? Even though he's gonna get that Aghanim Static Storm, which is huge for the game, you're probably not gonna have any utility throughout the game. So you can't be doing monkey business stuff.
Monkey business from the Monkey King gets heavily punished. And IG, by some miracle, they still hold on to their base. Still a massive gold lead, but you know, it's those kind of moments. If anybody's just tuning into this game right now, you might still naively say, well, Aster is still so far ahead, it doesn't matter. But if you've been watching today's games, you'll be aware just how badly that kind of fight can turn the entire game. So Aster needs to be careful, and I think they need to secure the next Roche before they even think and contemplate about going high ground again.
Unless they get some really sick pickoffs, right? If they get some really sick pickoffs, then perhaps it's possible. I just love how Wyvern PYW is just all-inning on this right click as well. Witchblade straight into Aghanims next. Not going for MKB or anything like that, which is also a common build on core Wyvern.
He's also being very smart. He's keeping the Enchanted Quiver in his inventory. So once he actually has Aghs and goes to a fight, and you put that in for the bonus damage.
Yeah, as long as he takes out Philly Stone, right? That's the most important thing.
Oh no.
Glimpse.
The glimpse back onto Timbersaw. He tried to blink away from Piku, but will be dragged back in. Dude, this is... Alright, I'm calling it right now. If they win the game on Aster, Piku is MVP. There's no way, dude. This disruptor has been something else.
Yep, I completely agree. I don't see anyone having as much impact as the Disruptor with all the glimpses. A couple of fights, Monet was really good, but I think he resigned his MVP position after that high ground push.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. Yeah. We should have a thing for, not necessarily lowest valuable player, but most Pepega play throughout the game. That was definitely, throughout the series, that was really Pepega from Monet.
MV Pepega. Most valuable Pepega.
Can't believe yet again, this day has been an intriguing one. It's a 12k gold lead for Team Aster. But without Aegis, this game still feels quite even, honestly.
Yeah, more or less, because if you look at our MVP at the moment, not the Pepega, the player, Disruptor, he is, 300 gold away from having that AoE Doom. That's gonna hurt, no matter what you are, Medusa or any other hero. However, Medusa, she's got something going for her. Almost level 20, and the Blink Dagger Hex. Like, you can blink in Stone Gaze Hex. That almost ensures that you will be killing one of these heroes off.
Looks like IG wants to present us with a demonstration of this fact as they smoke up and head on towards where Team Aster is on the map. Roshan is up. He's at home right now, so they're going to bother him in his house. Very rude.
I'll have to come back here.
IG coming in from the south side. And the Dire Scan will trigger flush. There's no Radiant Scan going in the opposite direction. So they have a bit more information on the side of Team Aster. Who will they jump on first? XXX occupying the high ground, hoping for some additional vision. He doesn't break Timbersaw's smoke until it's a little bit too late. Timber goes in. Primal Roar actually thrown out onto QIQX. So XXX maybe thinking a little bit too highly of his damage output onto this partner, will end up dead. But at the same time, he drew out the Stone Gaze from Dust. So Monet feeling very happy to go in with the Wukong's command. They clean up the Medusa. There is no Snake Lady. Monet gets a double kill by also killing Pugna in the meantime. They buy back on the Pugna, but there's no buyback on the Dusa. However, they still have other heroes on the side of IG, and all of them have their ultimates.
Yeah, but there's no way
fight?
they win this fight. They need to get the hell out. Most of their net worth is on the Medusa. Like, how do you even think of fighting this?
Well, they thought about it. It didn't go well because they lost QIQX. PYW is here. Gets off a nice Winter's Curse. This might kill Monet, in fact. And indeed it will. The Monkey King is down and out. Shangye, him and Emo, it's their responsibility now to try and recover the rest of this fight. They go on to Disruptor. They kill him off. And Baboka now is just 1v1 versus this Timbersaw. Does have Disruption. Will try to utilize it. Has Blink in a moment. So should be able to get out. Emo, no more Aether Remnant, so they can't cancel the TP. But the two of them, with the help of this Winter Wyvern, not only do they not retreat here, Lizard, they save the whole goddamn fight by staying around.
They save a gem. They get another gem. That is, they save the fight. They prevent Rosh from falling. It's just an incredible... And this Void Spirit finally feels like he's back in the game, right? Like that he's accomplishing something. Feels good for Emo. I counted them completely out, but PYW, of course, he finds the perfect Winter's Curse too. He uses it on the Monkey King. The illusions kill him off, and now look at this. Now suddenly we're back. Nature is healing. Medusa is getting an Aegis. Or maybe...
Wait, wasn't it an 11k lead just now?
Yeah.
No way, dude.
Boboka?
They have vision. No way, no way, no way. Let's see what he's got. Boboka? Bobo? Too late.
Ah,
He was waiting for the Beastmaster Hawk to give him vision.
Yeah, he was waiting for the Hawk. If he had the Hawk, unfortunate for him.
You know, Lizard, not that many minutes ago, when there was a Monkey King jumping some trees down bottom, and it was like, well, this defense could turn the whole game.
Yeah.
Don't you wish you had a lane of racks taken already if you're Team Aster right now?
Yeah, these kind of mistakes, they come back to bite you, especially when you're playing into heroes such as Medusa, right? Like one mistake or two, you feel like you're in complete control, and then suddenly you aren't. What do you think of, like, Sumail? Is he going to be able to scale well enough? Like, he's got some Pike going into BKB next. I guess we will really see him shine once he gets the level 25 talent, right? And then it's different. Then his right click actually starts hurting real bad.
One of the issues that I have with the Snapfire as a hero in general, but mostly as a core, her peaks are crazy high. Like, she has this peak around like 15 minutes. Then she has another one at like 25. Then she's garbage for so long. Not garbage, but lackluster. Then she hits 25 and she's amazing again. It's a very strange hero to conceptualize.
I agree completely. Because back in the old patches, she was actually strong no matter when, because she had that shard build. Like blink in, stun. You did just way too much with Scatter Blast shard. But as it's no longer the case, I do feel that she has a lot of downtime.
Aster are smoked up, coming to the top lane. Tier 2 tower was taken, and they still have an Aegis on Dust. I don't know about this if I'm Team Aster.
There's no Void Spirit. Emo is on a completely opposite side of the map. If they saw him, which they didn't, I feel like they could have went in.
Oh, they do not. So IG get the tier 2 for free. They can't claim the outpost or the tier 2 tower. But they do finish off that. Oh, the Tormentor rather. They got the tier 2. And now they have BKB on Dust. There is a huge item that has emerged in the meantime, though, for Team Aster. The MVP, PQ, does have Aghanim Scepter. So the full AoE Doom with Blink. Aster are just waiting for this Aegis to go down. And then they can't wait to take another fight afterwards.
Meanwhile, the advantage is lost, by the way. 1k ahead now only on Aster. So the game completely even when it comes to net worth. Do you like that PYW actually gave up on the carry dreams? He didn't necessarily completely give up on them, but he went Shadowblade and Blink instead of that Aghanims.
Not this is like, right? This is some young kid wants to be a hotshot music producer or whatever. And the parents are like, all right, you can do it, but first go to school first. Come back with a degree. Okay. So he got his degree. He sorted now. Plan B is settled. Now we can come back for the really cool plays with the Aghanim Scepter.
Yeah, but they lied to him. By the time he gets Ags now, it's going to be all over. The game is going to end. He's going to contribute, definitely. But by the time he gets Ags, it won't matter anymore.
I mean, you say that, sir, but we've had multiple hour-long games today. I would not count out him still getting the Ags and making a difference. Sumail, he doesn't have an Ags of his own. He has a Lincoln Sphere, but it only protects him from one jump, and he's going to end up dead. Oh, God, that's huge. No Snapfire for another 90 seconds.
If you could manage to force out this buyback, that would be huge. And 50 seconds, that's all that's left on the Aegis. I feel like with the glyph, there's more than enough to delay it inside the faster. Make some illusions, yeah.
At the same time, though, Emo, he figures that, well, if we just kill off all these heroes, then they have a harder time defending. As they eliminate the Disruptor, no PQ. So that means no Axe Static Storm. That's a huge deal. He doesn't have buyback. He fully committed for the Axe. Winter's Curse thrown in onto Monet. What a forced off! Getting him away from the Aether Remnant. That certainly not just keeps him alive, but potentially saves the entire damn game, Lizard.
It's huge, it's huge, it's huge because You don't have to buy back still. Like, okay, you will lose a side. Now the question is, how disciplined is IG? Do they go for another? They're going for another. They're not moving back.
Let's see. They've got tons of Shadow Poison stacks out onto Medusa. Half our mana is gone. Wukong's is out for Monet, but with the Stone Gaze triggered out by Dust, they will have to retreat away here. Monet doesn't want to have to leave the Wukongs, but he knows that once he does, they might be opened up for another push from IG. But with Sumail finally respawning, they will stop the push, be satisfied with the solitary lane of Rax, and then just wait for the next Aegis before they come back to do it all again.
What one pickoff can do to you, right? From defending the high ground and being in a good position into all of this, I still feel that Aster are definitely not out of it. The network difference, non-existent. Maybe a smoke up is necessary to finally use the Aghanims that we talked so much about. Like, he's got it on Disruptor, just wasn't really effective so far.
He's been sitting in his inventory for quite some time, but IG playing very wisely around it. There's no tier 2 towers for them to claim, and there's no tormentors for a little bit of time, so there will be an opportunity, a bit of downtime for Aster to farm up a little bit.
Yeah, I feel like so far the biggest issue for Aster has been Emo. Even though he's been crushed early on, the way that he jumps in and out while eliminating heroes is insane. Maybe a Neon disc or two on these supports is necessary.
What's also frustrating for me is that when watching Sumail play, and it's not like the Snapfire has been having a terrible game, but the impact you're outlining that Emo can do in a fight, Sumail just simply cannot.
Yeah.
Can't reach those backlines. That's crucial because PYW is always able to set up for a good Cold Embrace, a good Winter's Curse.
No, I see
Feels
it.
so hard.
I agree completely with you. It's just the nature of the hero. Maybe with some Static Storm, let's see. We're gonna see a fight here because IG are in a good position. They're on high ground here.
Medusa actually blinked in onto the Monkey King. Sumail got blinked on upon as well, but they're looking for MK. This is the priority target. Disruption will be there. Monet pops off the BKB. Winter's Curse ensures he can't get off the Wukongs, and that should also waste a lot of the BKB duration. So once he comes out of it, he's just dead. Medusa, though, she is inside a Static Storm. She has been Primal Road, but the battery from Pragna right outside to keep her alive. Sumail also gonna get aggressed into by the Timbersaw as they kill him off. Monet shows up to the fight with the Wukong's command after the buyback. It's gonna be enough to kill off the supports, but both of them return to the fray. At the same time, Baboka on the edge of the fight. Emo takes him down, but Emo gets taken down by Sumail. Forced into buying back as well. So in one fight here, Lizard, all but 3 heroes in the game. Well, over 4. So 6 buybacks.
6 buybacks, yeah, 6 buybacks. 3 on each side, I believe, right? Like 3 on Aster, 3 on IG. Just an incredible fight. I literally wasn't keeping tabs on anything else but the Medusa. I was staring at the battery from Pagna and making sure that she survives. She got close to being killed off a couple of times, but in the end does manage to live. Unfortunately, the second Wukong's command after Monet came was a little bit too far out. It wasn't close to Medusa, so she could just walk out. I think that's something maybe that if it was placed a little bit deeper, they could have killed her.
What's wild to me is that because they had to commit so many buybacks on the side of IG, no way they take another high ground without an Aegis, no matter how strong they feel on the Dusa. It's only her and the Timbersaw that have buyback on Dire side. So it's a scary, scary game right now.
How many points is the difference between these two teams? In positions, in between the winner and the loser?
What do you mean, like on DPC points?
Yeah, DPC points.
Give me 1 sec. I'll just open the page. I believe it's... So if Team Aster wins this, they earn an additional 100 points, which will take them up to 708.
Yeah.
And then if IG wins, they go up to 460. So the difference in position is 18 for IG, and for Team Aster, it'll be 14th. Actually, Team Aster's position doesn't change at all. They're 14th no matter what in the DPC ranking.
Yeah, but still, 100 points, you know. It can be a huge difference if you do well at the major.
Yeah, absolutely.
Rosh respawned.
You know, you're mentioning these 100 points. What's especially crazy is that had Aster simply beat LGD, not only would they not be playing here, they'd already be in the top 12. Slated to go to TI right now. The difference one game can make towards your fate. And now Shangyu jumping in onto pick you. This is a huge kill to get early. Emo helping him out. And with some right clicks from Dust, they manage to get the kill. Sumail now in some danger. Forced to run away from the Stone Gaze. XXX bailed him out with the Primal roll. Now what's going to happen for the rest of the fight? Emo taking out Baboka. It's a dieback on him. Shangyu, though, being removed from play by Monet. Too much damage from the Monkey King. Now let's see if Dust can stand his ground. Doing his utmost against XXX as well as this Monkey King of Monet. Winter's Curse thrown in the midst of this fight right now. Going to be holding so many heroes in position, allowing them to beat down Monkey King. Static Storm at the same time. Down onto Emo. But QIQX there with the battery to ensure Void Spirit doesn't die. They kill off the Beastmaster. And Invictus Gaming pull off yet another miracle fight. They force a dieback out of Monkey King. So this is certainly a lane of racks up in the top lane.
It might be game even. You have buyback on the Beastmaster, but it's going to be a really hard defense. 3 versus 5. 20 seconds until Shadow Demon is back in. And they just jump
onto pick you.
Yeah,
wow.
You have to buy back. Yeah, it's most likely game, but you have to buy back here. QYQX, my god, like someone had to deal with him. I feel like he is the MVP of this game. Like, you just have to deal with the Pugna. He's healing everyone up. Buyback.
Medusa, she's on the high ground. There's the buyback, but there's no Monkey King, and Monkey King is the big damage dealer. Yes, you have these drums of Slum as double XS, but is it gonna be enough? PYW back to being PY Dub. Played that last fight really, really well with the Winter's Curse. And this might be it, Lizard. What can they do? Is there any defense they can mount here?
Well, they have to. Perhaps some disruption on Medusa or Roar.
They roar her right now, but she's still chilling. All her HP in tow. BKB was popped as well by XXX, but as soon as it elapses, he has no options. Dusa, she jumps in, Blink Dagger, Stone Gaze. They want to make sure that this game is in beyond doubt at this point. They kill off Sumail. 2 minutes in the grave without buyback. GG well played is called by Team Aster and Invictus Gaming.